I was just 15 years old, so I truly did not know what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be at the end of it. I just knew I wanted to be somewhere where I would be happy. And in the start, there's this misconception that it's only about the brand name of the university or like how well it's known. And I think with Athena, I learned that like it's more about what you give importance to. So figuring what my priorities are in this process and what I'm actually looking for, and generally just understanding like what it is I want to do and what really matters to me is what I found through Athena and the projects I did with them. So my name is Kavya Indrayan. I went to the Shriram School, Mulsari, and I'm now going to the University of Virginia. So I actually applied early admission to University of Virginia, but I got deferred, and then I got accepted regular decision, and it was one of my first decisions to come out at all in the regular decision round. So I think the first reaction I would say was just like, I remember sitting on my bed and I didn't want to open the result because I was like, I'll see it in the morning. I don't want to worry about this now. But then I just couldn't help myself, and I think my instinctual reaction was just relief, because just seeing an acceptance, and it was the first acceptance that I saw. And after that, I remember waking my parents up, and it was like 2 a.m. and everyone's super excited, because I think the entire process makes you so anxious throughout, because regardless of how much effort you put in, you don't know what the result is going to be. So just seeing an acceptance and seeing that effort translate into something just meant a lot, I think, at the time. So I think my journey with Athena started at the end of my 10th grade, so after my board results. And there was a lot of hope then, I think, because you're just like, you have no idea what this is going to turn out to be. And everyone tells you it's unpredictable and like, you just have to do what you can. So there's a lot of hope and you're excited, and I had all these aspirations and ambitions because there's little information but just more excitement, which is where I was at, and I think that helped a lot because I feel like I was pretty optimistic throughout the process. The process gets pretty overwhelming at times, so I think staying positive is kind of what gets you through it, and just like having a goal in mind. I wasn't too sure at the start of my journey with Athena what my goal is, but just throughout the journey, I guess what Athena really helped with was not just like getting in and the application process, was figuring out exactly what those goals are and where I want to be by the end of this process. I wasn't too sure of exactly what my goal is at the end of it. I just had a lot of ideas and a lot of aspirations, and my very first conversation with the counselors at Athena was essentially about deciding what I want to do. Maybe not making that final decision, but just having a few more concrete ideas in mind and what I want to act on, because I was asked about what my passions are and what I like doing and what I enjoy doing, and I think through those questions I understood it myself. So for me, sports is something I cared very deeply about, and I think it impacted my life in more than just like keeping me physically fit. And with Athena, I figured out that that's something I want to pass on to people around me if I can in any way. And figuring out those projects, so Soul Play was my main extracurricular with Athena. I also worked on a research project, and I think that's something I struggled with the most, because research is not something you're introduced to as a high schooler very often. And I did IB, so towards the end of IB, I was kind of more familiar with what research is like and how it works. But when I started, I was in 10th grade, so I didn't really know what that would be like. And I think I got a lot of support from Athena with that, because it's not just about like the project you're doing at the moment, but how you can carry those skills forward. Because I think anything related to research methods helps you so much. So I really enjoy writing, and which really helped me with the essays. But I think it was hard to figure out which stories you want to share about yourself with the college, because the prompts will be like as random as you can expect. Like some would be very traditional and just asking about what you like, why you want to study what you're studying. But some would just, like, I remember for Virginia specifically, I had to write 50 words about what my happy place is. And when a college asks you that, it's confusing because you don't know whether you're like what kind of answer you're supposed to give. But I think with Athena, with the writing process, I loved how involved the counselors were. And it was more about what I wanted to write and then how I could put that down and what the right stories to put would be, over telling me what the right answer should be. I've been here for two and a half years now, and I think at the start there's very little direction in your head, at least for me. Like I was just 15 years old, so I truly did not know what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be at the end of it. I just knew I wanted to be somewhere where I would be happy. And in the start, there's this misconception that it's only about the brand name of a university or like how well it's known. And in India, honestly, there's like University of Virginia, for example. Knowing more about it now, I'm very excited about it. But initially, like, it's not a school that's very well known in India because it's recently grown in diversity. So there's not as many Indian students who would be going to it. And I think that really catches you off guard. Initially, you're so stuck on like Ivy Leagues are top 10, and don't get me wrong, those are amazing schools, they all are, but it's just you only know about these few schools, and I think with Athena I learned that like it's more about what you give importance to. Like for me, having sports culture at the school is very important because, like I said, sports is a big part of who I am. Having a school which is relatively bigger is important because I want to be around more people. I enjoy meeting new people from diverse locations. So figuring what my priorities are in this process and what I'm actually looking for, and generally just understanding like what it is I want to do and what really matters to me is what I found through Athena and the projects I did with them. I think when I was writing my Common App, so we started in the summer around June, July to just ideate the Common App, and I think I wrote like 20 first drafts, and because I had no idea what I wanted to write about. And initially I think you're trying to like write a story that would be really like unique and no one else has it, and in the process of doing that you kind of forget what the essence of the essay is. And I remember having conversations with my writing counselors and where they were just like, what do you actually care about, and like what do you want to write about? And then I just wrote this like first draft, which at the time like I didn't think was a very unique story or like it made me stand out a lot, but just by writing like something that was completely like a very normal part of my life, I think I was able to translate that into then having a bigger meaning. And those conversations are ones that I would always look back to fondly. I think I learned so much through them. So I was here, I think, almost every day in the summer. I would say support. I found a lot of support here for sure, because the process is just so overwhelming that you need people around you who've been through an experience like that or seen it enough to be able to help. Creativity, I think, like I said, I really enjoy writing, and I think I grew as a writer in the process as well, which for me is very meaningful. And just ambition. I think I was very aspirational in the beginning, and I don't think I ever had to shut that down, or that was ever shut down by anyone around me at Athena. I was always encouraged, and I was always given more solutions on how I can reach where I want to be over like being told that it's not possible, which I really appreciated.